What's up, motherfuckers? Skulls here. And today I'm gonna tell y'all motherfuckers possibly the best rushing class in Call of Duty Ghosts. Now, it might not be the best class for you, but it's damn sure the best class for me. Because all of yesterday, I was using nothing but this class, and I was doing pretty damn well for my own standard. And it's of course with the MTAR-X, which was a good gun. I knew it was a good gun, but I couldn't find out the best setup for it for shit. I mean, it had great damage. Obviously, it's an SMG, so it had great movement and all that shit. But I couldn't find the best way to use it. And I think I found out a great way to use this shit. And I'll show you a little snapshot of the class right now. It's basically with the MTAR-X silencer extended mags, which is, for me, the best attachments for this gun. I tried it with red dot. Usually everything gets better with red dot, but for some reason this gun feels really weird with a red dot. Like my aim is just goes the fuck everywhere. But the iron sight is just fine for me. Some people fucking hate it. Some people love it. I kind of like it. So that's silencer extended mags. Fuck a secondary. Fuck a lethal. Fuck a tactical. I mean, if you want a lethal, I guess the C4. That shit was alright the first game I used it. I don't really use C4 that much, but if you want to use C4, use C4. Tactical, don't ever use them. Now the perks is probably the best for me, especially if you have a headset. If you don't have a headset, whatever. I don't know the fuck class setup for you. But first, as you see, is ready up, agility, marathon, steady aim, dead silence, and amplify. I was thinking about putting quick draw on this shit, but it's really not needed, especially for this type of gun because it aims in fast enough. Ready up is just for the hell of it. Agility, so I can fly around the fucking map. Marathon. Fucking marathon. I am very happy that marathon is back into this fucking game, because if it was not in this game would be slow as shit. For some reason, when I put on marathon, it seems like the game runs a little bit faster, like fast enough for me to enjoy myself, to keep running into enemies fast enough for me to, you know, stay entertained, so I ain't walking around the fucking desert. Marathon definitely helps with that, a lot more than I thought, since it's unlimited sprint. Just run for fucking days and it doesn't matter, which is fantastic for this game. It really is, which I think that's why the maps are probably a little bit too big, because if you go back all the way to Modern Warfare 2, I don't know about COD 4, I'm not sure if COD 4 had unlimited sprint, but even Modern Warfare 2, they had fairly big maps, and you fucking crazy if you didn't think they had big maps. I mean, sure, they were like close quarter with all the little buildings and shit, but they were still big maps. So having extreme conditioning or marathon, whatever the fuck it was called in Modern Warfare 2, kind of compensated for that big ass map. You know what I mean? You had something to fly across the map pretty easily. Black Ops 1, they had fairly big maps. They weren't too damn big, but they were fairly big. That shit had marathon and it was just fine. Modern Warfare 3, it had marathon or extreme conditioning with unlimited sprint, I think. But like the main maps, they were small, but when they started adding DLC, they were a little bit bigger, so that would make marathon a lot viable. In this shit, in Ghost, most of the maps are pretty big. Most of the maps can benefit from you using a marathon, especially if you're a rusher. Obviously, because this is the best rushing class. If you don't have marathon, you ain't rushing right. Straight up. And I usually not really liked marathon because I usually die when I'm running. But for the most part, you catch them running more than they catch you, because you'll get somewhere a lot faster than they will get there if they're not using marathon. Obviously. So it works in your favor more times than it don't. Steady aim, of course, because since you'll be running so goddamn fast and a lot further, a lot faster, you're probably going to want to hip fire these motherfuckers. Dead silence and amplify is basically only if you have a headset. I mean, you can use dead silence if you don't have a headset, just so other people with amplify doesn't hear you. Because if you don't know, I'm pretty sure they patched the shit where you can't hear dead silence people, even though you have amplify. They got smart with that shit. I think if you have dead silence amplify, it negates each other. I don't know. Nobody did a fucking test. Whatever. I still use both. But if you don't have a headset, you should take off amplify. Maybe put quick draw if you want. Doesn't really matter. The strike package doesn't matter. I would recommend you use specialists, but since you're going to be running around like a fucking maniac, you're probably going to die a little bit more than often. So you might as well use support. And I just use SATCOM and Oracle. Fuck everything else. Everything else take too fucking long to take out, and it's not really that helpful to the team or you. So you might as well just use 2 points. If you want to use a third, use a fucking third. I don't care. You don't have to listen to me. I'm just giving you the foreground of how you should set up your class. You can change whatever the fuck you want, but this is by far the best rushing class for me. But anyways, motherfuckers, that's it. And I'm out.